Hello and welcome to Soulful Strategies with Kathleen Amy. This podcast is where we talk about building a business that truly honors your energy, your intuition, and the season of life you're in without losing momentum, clarity, or soul. In today's episode, we're talking about something that might not look like strategy on the surface, but it's actually one of the most powerful strategic shifts you can make. And that is working with your energy, not against it. Let's get into it. Here's one thing that I have noticed being in the online business space, particularly a solo, soul-led business, and that's a mouthful. But for the past 7 years, that's what I've been doing. I've been working in my own solo business as a soulful virtual assistant and support and guide, and also in other people's solo, soul-led businesses. That is what I do with people every day. And what I've noticed is that most traditional business advice is built around the assumption that your energy is completely unlimited, or at the very least, completely irrelevant. It tells you to schedule, to optimize, to show up, launch, rise, rinse, repeat, no matter what else is going on in your body, your home, your life. But for those of us building truly soul-led businesses, especially as caregivers, as creatives, neurodivergent women, or cycle-aware humans, this kind of traditional business advice just doesn't hold up. Because the real truth of it is that if you ignore your energy, you end up building a business that burns you out. And if you honor it, you're going to build something sustainable. So I have 3 truths that I want to share with you today. And the first is capacity isn't a flaw that you have to fix. It's a reality that we need to work with. And what I mean by that is there will be seasons where you're full of creative fire. And there's also going to be seasons where you need stillness, silence, or deep rest. That is just the cyclical nature of life. That is the cyclical nature of creativity. And neither part of the cycle is better than the other. Neither is more worthy than the other. You need all parts in the process. And neither makes you more or less worthy depending on where you're at in that cycle. But when you pretend that you're at the same level of capacity all the time, you end up making promises that your body just can't keep and then beating yourself up for not keeping up. And what I notice then is that it leads to low self-esteem, low confidence in yourself as a business owner and as a person. And then often what I see is it becomes a whole story around who you are as a being, as a person, versus considering that it's just the system that you're in or the strategy that you've created and that you're using, and that it's just not in alignment with your being or your business. And if you want more information about that, I've just recorded an episode, the previous episode to this, on what is soulful strategy or what is aligned strategy. And that goes into what that means, what it looks like, and how you know that you're working in an aligned strategy for you. The second truth is that energy-aware strategy makes you more consistent, not less consistent. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, I know. But when you build in breathing room, your consistency is actually going to improve. Not because you're forcing yourself to show up, but because you've created systems, rhythms, and structures that fit you and support you to show up. And when your strategy matches your energy, you are going to stop disappearing for months at a time because you're no longer recovering from collapse. Your content will be consistent. The way you show up online will be consistent. Your marketing will be consistent. The way you show up in your business and for your business will be consistent. The third truth is that your business should flex with you, not flatten you. And this is particularly for my solo business owners. You don't have to create a static plan and then contort yourself to fit in it. A lot of the times we see plans or we see strategies and we think, yep, that's great. That worked for that person. I'm going to try it for myself. Instead, I really invite you to start with where you are. Start with what you know about yourself and start with where you want to be this week, this season, this quarter, and let your strategy flow from your actual lived experience of yourself as a person. If you have a 5-year plan, what's your 12-month plan? If you have a 12-month plan, what's your quarterly plan? What's your monthly plan? Now, what's your weekly plan? Chunk it down. That's not to say don't have a 5-year plan, don't have a 12-month plan. You absolutely should. You should be preparing your business 12 months in advance, okay? That might be shocking for some, particularly if you enjoy going with the flow. But trust me when I say that if you have a plan and goals for where you want to be, you will be able to get into the flow. You will be much more confident in yourself and able to get into your flow because you are taking steps towards your dream. You are living out your purpose, and that is in the daily small actions that are daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, 12 monthly. That turns into your 5-year plan. If you do not have a plan, then you do not have a vision. And this is how we move from obligation, so feeling like we have to do something because XYZ said, or because you see a influencer doing it or someone you admire doing it. We move out of that obligation to do something, the shoulds, into actual alignment. So if your body is craving rest, but your to-do list is screaming at you, or if you're caught in the loop of starting and stopping and not able to sustain that consistency, and then you feel guilty for not showing up more, this is your permission slip. Your capacity matters and your rhythms are valid. And trust me when I say that you're not behind because you've needed space. You're being honest to yourself and true to yourself, and that is one of the most powerful things you can be in business. And I guarantee when you come out of that rest period in your cycle, you will have so many lessons to share with the world that the world needs. So I have a little reflection for you. I'd like to invite you to reflect on a few of these things to help you see how you can work with your energy and your capacity. And the first is, what would shift if you treated your energy as something sacred instead of an inconvenience? What might feel more easeful if you allowed yourself to design for your capacity? So your systems, your strategies, your structures, your supports, actually designed for your capacity as a human being, instead of constantly trying to stretch it and contort it to fit into an ideal or a should that you have been told to do. Maybe you need more support. Maybe your strategy just needs a softer shape. Or maybe you've actually outgrown the expectation that you need to be on all the time and you're ready for something new. Thank you for being here with me. If you're in a season where your capacity feels limited, I just want to say you're not broken. You're actually just a human being. And truly, after being through so many of these cycles in my own life, just in life in general, but also in my business, and also being on the inside of many businesses I see who go through exactly the same thing, you are human and it's okay. It's okay to meet yourself where you're at, and it's okay to honor the season that you're in, and to know that there is going to be so many lessons in that cycle that you are going to be able to alchemize and share with the world. And that's what the world needs. Your magic, your flavor shared through your life's purpose, your soul's purpose, and or your business, because they can be both. They can be intertwined. You can find the blog version of this episode and more gentle support over at kathleenamy.com.au, or come say hi on social media. It's at kathleenamy.virtual, and I'll see you next time on Soulful Strategies.